Hello, these are your exercises to do. So your clam is your first one. So with this, try not to have the knees and the feet too far forward. Try and push the heels back in line with your body, which we found with you does help. With this, don't collapse through the waist. Try and pull up so the spine's straight. So you've got your hips stacked, shoulders stacked. I know with you, you did tend to have that upper body rolling forwards a bit too much. So try and stack everything up. If anything though, you can allow that hip just to roll forward a bit more, just to work with gravity. So you're level one, isolating that hip movement. So you'll feel that hip pulling up. Again, I'm not the very best at this because I don't have much hip movement. This is my bad hip as well, I should have done the other side. But coming up, making sure this part of your pelvis doesn't move. So put your hand on, feel for that movement. If you do roll back as you do it, you won't feel it as much. So that's where if you do lean forwards, work against the gravity, it will help. Level two, heels in the air. Again, don't come forwards, pull back a little bit more if needs be. Tummy in, hand on your pelvis to keep that nice and still. And then you're pushing up, 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 through the hip joint. One good little thing to do is to flex at the feet. And you'll feel the feet turn out as well as you do this. That's quite a nice one. And again, squeeze the sitting bones together when you do that. So that's the technique for that one. And then we did straightening the top leg. Again, with this, quite often people pull the leg forward. So you want to squeeze your buttock without moving the spine. So that's nice and straight. So without moving that, squeeze through your buttock, push the hip back into an extended position. Try not to have this leg too far forward or too far back. Have it roughly in the middle that's going to balance you, and that will help. Again, so heel back, squeezing the buttock. Imagine that you've got a wall behind you and you're sliding the heel up the wall and you're lengthening the foot away as well. That will help keep this point of your pelvis stacked. I'm going to show you a bad one. You'll see this come up and my whole waist bend. That's what you don't want. So stack through the pelvis, squeezing the heel to the back wall, and you're taking that side of the foot up to the ceiling. Have a breather once you've done all those, but then this is where we turn the foot inwards and you can do one back. Make sure you get that good position first, foot downwards, and again, you'll feel it more in the back there hopefully. So you can do a couple like that. Again, try not to move the pelvis, and then you can try on with the foot turned up if that feels comfortable. And all it's doing is kind of rotating that whole leg right through your femur into that hip joint. So it just work the muscle slightly different. You can see my foot there? You can always just rotate it there in that position. If you struggle, just practice rotating it first without this moving, just to get an idea for the movement. So that's those two. So you've got your clam and your lift and lower. One leg kick. So the main thing with this is to get your neutral pelvis, neutral spine. So do a couple of pelvic tilts, come to the middle, squeeze your bum, pull your tummy in away from the floor so you're engaging your core, and then it's isolating that hamstring to do the pulses, and then lowering back down. Again, keep your head straight if you can. I'm just doing that to keep my voice to the camera. So pulsing with a point, with a flex, with a point, lowering down. So that's your first level, point, flex, point. There shouldn't be any movement from your pelvis lifting or whatever because you're keeping both buttocks squeezed throughout. The level two, you've done your pulses, and it's that little, you watch from down here where my leg is, it's just that little extension up and down. Now this is where a lot of people will push through the arms to push that leg up, they'll push through the other leg. You don't want any of that, you want to just isolate from here. Again, so you're isolated, so you're squeezing both buttocks, you're isolating, and even if it's only a teeny bit, and your knee's coming off like half an inch, that's fine, or a few millimetres. So I'll do one more of this side, so pulsing, little lift, or like I said in the handout that I've given you, it does do it like this, where you lengthen and slightly lift as you come down and then down, which if you want to do that, you can. And then the other movements, on your back, feet parallel, core engaged, again pelvis in neutral, so do your tilts, come to the middle. This one, you're taking that knee out, drawing it back in this is a hip twist. Think of that tray of drinks across here that you keep it nice and flat. You can also imagine the knee that's not moving, imagine a little cup of water or coffee, whatever you want on there, and that's not got to move. And this is the one where you can do it without the band and then add the band on, so you're getting a bit of resistance as well. And then we did a double one of these, so we put the feet together, pushed out, so again if you've got a band on this is good, pushing out on the band, adding a bit of a hold, release. Even without the band you can still push kind of down against the resistance of your muscles in a way. But then we also did from here, this is a new one that we did today, a new one for me. From there, push, 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 but then bring one side up. So you've still got the resistance again if you've got the band on. I've not got it on. Imagine the band. You're still pushing with one side. You're really trying to keep that pelvis level. So again, engage the core, pelvis in neutral, and hopefully that will really help to loosen but strengthen at the same time. And I think that's all of them. If you do want me to do the ankle foot exercises for you, let me know. But we've just done those today, so we'll see how you get on because you've got all those written down. Right, good luck.